Thank you. In my memory, there's just some little pond. It's just growing up here, it's just automatically it's time. Actually, this is the first time after I graduated this school coming in. Wow, it's weird. Many years ago, 30 years ago.
Okay, is it recording?
Okay, this is my elementary school. Name is Seoul Haekdam. This is my elementary school, Seoul Haekdam Chodeokgakyo. I went this school from 1st to 6th grade. My house was you can see it now, it's on top of the mountain over there. Every day I just walk down for 20-30 minutes and walk up. So that's why I have a really good muscle leg. And I was really shy when I was a little kid. So when I met my friends 40 years later, I couldn't remember anybody. And few friends remembered me because I was not talkative person. It's a really, really quiet person. Because I was quiet in the one class, usually had like a 60, not these days, but it's like a 60-70 kids in one class under one teacher.
Wow.
So, if you're quiet, teacher can't remember the girl. So I was like an invisible girl, and I remember when I was, I think it's a 4th grade, and that teacher noticed that I draw very, very well, and I was surprised how he knew that. So he gave me lots of assignment for the class, drawing for the class, arranged some art things, That was really, gave me some, somebody noticed what I'm doing. That was a wonderful thing. And then I remember when I was a 6th grade, I think because it's a 670 kids there, teacher didn't know me. But somehow, first test right after we went to 6th grade, first test I got the highest score in my family, in my school, in my class. And teacher asked, kids, who is a Sunyang? Who is a Sunyang? That much I was really quiet. So kids noticed it. And when we are little kids, it's because it's like a 70 kids, we have like a 5 row of desks. So each row, 5-6 row, each row has about 10, 12 kids are sitting. But it is a weird thing. Some teachers do that. Really good kids, scholar way, put it in the 1st place, 2nd place. It's a middle. It's nicely. So even if I was so poor at that time, kids so ignored the poor kids. But I was always in that 2 row of high score kids line. So kids couldn't ignore me. They were pretty good to me, even if we're so poor. I remember those ones. After my dad passed away, my mom had to take 5 kids, so we are so poor, and sometimes I didn't have a real bag for school, so my mom saw a little just from my brother's pants, cut it in old pants, cut it bottom. She saw that was my school bag.
Wow.
Yeah, and then I remember my brother told me, when we are in grade. And I said, yeah, I remember, I had that one, and the one that I just cried so hard because there is a 1 penny, special penny. That's a lot now, I bet. It's just that I remember I put it there, but somehow I lost it, and later I found out there is a little hole. It's gone. Yeah, and taking care of our family. So I don't think she ever came even when I graduated. She came when I graduated high school. And then college. That's it. So it's a lot of parents are visiting middle of the, like a teacher parents conference, things like that, middle of the year. My mom never came, but she was just so busy taking care of the financial part for family. This is my high school I went. Actually, this is the first time after I graduated this school coming in. Wow, it's weird. And when I was in this school, we had a uniform. It's a black skirt and white shirt with the red tie. And so, and then we had a hair. It's like a, what do you call it? You guys are telling. Oh, what kind of?
Bob?
Yeah, bob cut. It's a right 1 centimeter. If it is a longer than 1 centimeter, it's we are in trouble. So we have to have always like a line with this ear. That way,
Wow.
if we have a little bit longer, we are okay. So when I saw that one girl wearing very different uniform, I was really surprised because we are so proud of our little black tie. We always take it off and then doing with the big thing with the lots of ways. But now maybe it's gone. And I remember when I was in high school, and there is some boys high school, when they have a really good baseball game, we had to try to get out of here, but we couldn't. So sometimes with the friends, and we just what do you call it? It's a fence. It's there is a fence. Now it's up. No way. We can't get out of it. But with just the little fence we have it with some friends, we just
Hop
get
over.
yeah. It was fun, middle of the school time, and we just had a good time. I remember that. And
so funny.
yeah, and then my memory in my class, the senior year, I had action star in my class, and she was a very, very white, and I'm very, very dark, and she was sitting right in front of me, and its color is so comparable. White and black, almost black. And she was very nice, but I still remember that time. And then I don't know, just this school has a really big history, even from Japanese time. So when we came here, in that taxi, that guy said, "You are going to Muhang Nyogo?" I said, "Yeah." "Oh yeah, that is an old ancient school." I said, "Yeah, I went there." Yeah, we can go. There is a Shinsaimdang someplace. I remember my junior year, all the girls, it's like a group of girls has to learn it's how to do manner, wear Korean costume. It's about 10, I think 10 at a time. We learned how to, with the Korean costume, how to serve, nicely, how to sit, all those things for 3 days or something. Stay there and sleep there.
Wow.
And I totally forgot, and he said, "Oh, you can go there." I said, "Huh? Oh yeah, I remember that." I have a picture of it, but yeah.
What is it? A little house?
I think there is in the back little house that a statue lady, and that yeah, that she is a very very special lady. So she is I think from like Lee Dynasty time. Usually at that time, Korea women didn't have any power. They couldn't go to school. They just stay home. But I think she was a really bright, and so she involved a lot of things quietly, not knowing. So even you could see our money that we have what's the $50 one? It's a new one. This one. That's her.
Oh, that's her?
Yeah, 신사임당. Yeah.
What's her name?
That one, 신사임당. Yeah, she's a very very special lady. It's just how can I say, it's like a woman power.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So this is all girls' school?
Yeah, girls' school. It's not. Yeah. So.
That's awesome.
Cool.
When I went to that church, all here is old antique Korean houses side. So it was so nice. Now it's crazy everywhere. This place is the one I was baptized. I grew up in this word for a long, long time. 1973, this word became first word in first stake. That's our country first one. Of course, when I was a little girl, my sister came to this church and she was baptized here. She was adult. And after that, she went to, there is a Savjibu in Sademun. She went there. So I followed her. She took me there. She was a primary teacher. And I was like 7 years old, 8 years old. And since then, I started to go to church, with my sister. And what's that? After, I don't know, when she started to come here, I have no idea. And I started to come this one from my house. It took about just walking about 1.5 hours coming here and then go back 1.5 hours. It was no big deal. I didn't have a bus ticket. So I had to do that. And then 7th grade, that was January 6th. Yeah, January 6th, 1973, I was baptized right here. It's my sister is for my family. It's like my dad. Mm-hmm. My dad passed away. She's the one taking care of all the family matters. So I know she's a wonderful lady. So I just followed her example. And I still remember water was supposed to be warm, but that day boiler system was broken. Cold water. So it was here in Korea. January is pretty cold, and I had to be baptized with cold water. So it was. How can I say? I can't forget the coldness, but it was good. Some people say maybe you had to have a cold water because you had a lot of sin or whatever. Anyways, yeah, so I was baptized here. And I have lots of memory with my friends, the leaders and church experience. One of them I still remember, I think I still was like a junior high school time. Because I was really quiet person and church leaders didn't realize me, but I have a friend. So with the friends, I'm not shy. I was not shy. I was just I just had a good time. And one time I had to speak in Sacramento meeting, and they said, you know, just give a talk 2.5 minutes. And I had to prepare, I don't know the subject, but topic, but I had to prepare for a long, long time and, you know, memorize that. And so I had to give a talk, and after that I learned, oh, now I know when you give a talk, that person is the one learning. And just that was a learning experience. So it was a good experience for little girl. And just lots of memories here. Even you guys know Elder Che and Sunbeam's mom and dad, we grew up right here together. Oh, my sister died in what's that car accident in America, and then I still came to this world, and then I noticed that because they know my sister and then my brother-in-law, Abraham's dad, very, very well, because Abraham's dad was that church leader, good church leader here. And people felt bad, you know, my sister died, so they gave me sympathy. And first a few times, you know, I thought it's a real, I mean, from their heart. But one guy did it so much. I mean, so many times. Whenever he saw me, he was, I think, my brother-in-law's friend. Oh, I feel bad for you, I feel bad for you. You know, suddenly I realized that is not from his heart. I didn't want to hear again. So I stopped coming to church so I don't have to see him again. And, you know, that means I didn't have a really good faith. Just came here for friends. You know, my sister, you know, went to church. And that's why. So I left the church for a while, but because in my home area, we moved to somewhere else area, there is no church, but somehow little branch, not even branch, I don't know how they call. It said Chandosa, Big Four branch. There's a little place, and I noticed that, and so I just one day knocking the door, I opened the door, and missionaries there, and they're so excited to have what's that old member. Yeah, from that little place, I start to be active again. So from that branch, what's that? I went to mission, and then came back. I met your dad there too. He just visited one day, said right by me. That's the one place. I start to go back to church.